Okay, so these are homemade shotgun shells, 12 gauge, with they're using coin rolls, so just penny rolls, like you could find at any dollar store, or you could get them from a bank, and 3D printed base with a 22 casing acting as your primer. So basically, it starts off, I got this file from Colts 3D. It's a 12 gauge shell base with an offset hole in it. Printed this at 100% infill, just using generic PLA. I would recommend something strong like eSun, but this is just what I had. So you'll print this. You'll want to sand down the rim a little bit because they come a little bit big. For the primer portion, take your 22 LR, pull your bullet out, dump the powder, and what you'll have left is a primed case. If you don't want to do that, and if you're like me, you'll use Primall, you can reload these. I just pick these up off the ground and reload them. It's a cheap source for primers for these things. So cut this down to desired length, because when these are in the primer pocket just as a regular length shell, they stick out. And if you have powder in there, you don't want that. So cut them down. These print, the hole is too small, so drill out the hole. If you have a drill bit set, you'll be able to figure it out really quick which size it's 22. I countersink it just a little bit with a bigger drill bit that matches the rim of the 22 so that it can fit snugly in there and be flush with the base, because you don't want that sticking out, especially if you've got like a pump gun or, well, really any shotgun, because it'll be hitting the breech face. So you can see that's nice and flush. It's a little bit crooked in there, but there you go. So now you're ready to put on the hull itself. So what I do is cut the roll crimp off of them. So you'll end up with something like this, just paper. Coat this with either a glue stick, or I use wood glue for the whole process. Get your mandrel. I just 3D printed this, but you could use anything that's 3/4 inch in diameter. Just double check that this will fit into your gun, because you won't be able to size this after you're done. Roll that on there nice and tight. Make sure you've got a nice flat edge that will meet up with the base. Coat this in wood glue all the way around. Put it on there, and what I was doing is, with this one, just to hold it while it dries, I just used some clear tape. Let that dry up, however long it says on your wood glue, and you'll end up with something like this. Well, more like this. I cut it down to just standard 2 3/4 inch size, and this is just a dummy round, so it just has some cork on the inside of it. And you can actually, if you have a fold crimper, like if you have a Lee Loadall or a mech or whatever, you can fold crimp these guys, or if you have a roll crimper, you could probably put on a roll crimp just like this. And that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I haven't fired these. I'm a little scared to, but we'll see. I might download it quite a bit. Maybe black powder would be a little bit less pressure with just some birdshot in it, or some BBs. But if this works, I could see this being a viable option. It's a lot of work, but yeah. So I'll see if these guys chamber up and cycle through a pump gun. So testing it in the Mossberg. Breech closed, locked up. Ejected. Same story. Let's try it in the tube. The rims need to be sanded down just a little bit, so this one doesn't want to go all the way deep into the tube, but let's see if the tube will feed it. Yep. Chamber's pretty smooth. Definitely work in a single shot.